The glitz and glamour of Hollywood, fame and wealth too great to comprehend. The life of a celebrity is what many of us dream of one day. But in such a busy and fast-paced world, many of us fail to realise that some of these celebrities were just like us. They didn't have vast amounts of wealth, but had pretty common interests, like video games, charity work, or team sports, like you guessed it, rugby. So with that in mind, today we're going to be looking at 5 celebrities you didn't know played rugby. And trust me when I say you're going to want to stick around for the whole video, because the last celebrity will really surprise you. As always, before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, thank you so much for the recent support on the videos. Honestly, without you guys, none of this would be possible. And so without further ado, let's go. When he's not on the big screen chasing down villains or trying to save the world as 007 agent James Bond, surprisingly, Daniel Craig is a pretty normal guy. Craig had a very humble upbringing, growing up in Hoylake, England. Before he became a famous Hollywood actor, young Daniel Craig played rugby for his local team, Hoylake RFC, that was early years and into his adulthood. However, what makes Craig unique is the fact that he's remained a lifelong rugby fan, appearing at many international tests all over the world. Craig is an avid rugby fan who's been spotted watching England's matches at Twickenham over the years, as well as the British and Irish Lions international tour to Australia. In fact, he's such a huge fan that in 2019, he took a break from filming his upcoming Bond film, No Time to Die, to watch England's Rugby World Cup warm-up match against Wales. For a guy this high profile to take time out of his busy day to watch a rugby match is honestly pretty cool. But as we go on in this video, trust me when I say that you're going to see names you never thought had played rugby. Mark Cuban was just a college student at Indiana University when he decided to take up rugby, playing for the school team from 1977 to 1981. It's honestly insane to think that was over 40 years ago. But in 2021, an image of Mark Cuban holding a trophy started circulating on Twitter, which was later confirmed to be a championship he won with the team. As a student, Mark was still relatively unknown, having a small circle of friends and sticking to himself throughout his time at college. Young Mark was always an avid businessman, starting off selling bin bags to local residents when he was just 12. Using the same entrepreneurial spirit, as a young man, Mark co-founded MicroSolutions, which was a service which sold software to big companies. As a result, by 1980, this was worth $30 million. Mark cleverly used the money he earned from the sale of the business to make smart investments and increase his wealth. Most notably as former owner of the NBA team, Dallas Mavericks, as well as MLB, Major League Baseball, cryptocurrencies, and even esports. Now you might be wondering, John, why have you just gone on about Mark Cuban's business career when you're a rugby channel? Well, that's a good point, and the reason is in 2015, a Rugby USA 7's rugby meet, Mark was interviewed and said that he and his former teammates are lifelong friends, and in his own words, once you're a rugby player, you're always a rugby player. This just goes to show that despite all his financial accolades, Mark still looks back on his time playing rugby with great fondness, and as someone who used to play rugby myself, he has all my respect for sure. At 21 years old, after graduating from Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., in 1968, Bill Clinton won a Rhodes Scholarship to Oxford University, yes, one of the best institutions in the world. And it was during his time there that Clinton got involved with sports, playing basketball, but at the same time he started to develop an interest for rugby, where he joined the rugby team not too long later, playing the position of second row or lock. Years later, on a visit to Australia in 1996, Clinton, who is now US President, told the Sydney Morning Herald, "Being an American, I didn't know any of the rules, but I was the biggest guy on the team. So the coach just said to me, 'Clinton, go out there and get in someone's way.' So that's what I did, just got in people's way." Clinton's time as president would end in 2001, and presently, he's still pretty involved in politics at 77. Honestly, I still find it pretty incredible that this 42nd president of the United States actually played rugby. For all you WWE fans, Andre the Giant was a former French professional wrestler who was dubbed the 8th wonder of the world for his great size, standing at 7 foot 4 inches. Andre was one of the most iconic wrestlers, being a prominent figure in the 1980s wrestling boom, which helped massively for the formerly named WWF's expansion. Now many know Andre is a great wrestler, but what you probably didn't know is that when he was still living in France as a teenager, Andre played for French club side Grenoble's youth system. Honestly, whoever had the chance to play him, I sure hope you enjoyed trying to tackle a guy that big. But interestingly, according to Ed Simkus of the Patriot Ledger, it was Andre's rugby pals who spurred him on to wrestling. Andre's WWF career would begin to wind down after WrestleMania 6 in 1990, but 3 years later in 1993, Andre would tragically pass away at the age of 46 due to congestive heart failure and apparent heart attack in his sleep at his Paris hotel room. Rest in peace, Andre. Your legacy lives on. Now this one's going to take you by surprise. In November of last year, controversial American rapper DaBaby would appear on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay podcast, where he revealed that he played rugby for a club team at his high school, Zebulon B. Vance, in Charlotte, North Carolina.
I read where you played rugby.
Yeah, I did.
I never knew they had rugby teams in the South.
They don't. My school, it wasn't even an official team. It was like a club team, so to speak. So we wasn't even named after our school, my team. Right. It wasn't the same colors or whatever, but I definitely played rugby though. That's a fun fact.
How did not basketball, not football, rugby?
Honestly, I've got the same reaction as Shannon here. This is by far the most surprising entry on this list. But there's one thing I've learned in compiling this list. It's the fact that rugby is a sport which can be enjoyed by anyone, anywhere, from all walks of life. Who knows what other celebrities have played the sport that we just don't know about yet. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. I know there are other celebrities, but depending on how this video does, I would definitely love to make a part 2 at some point in the future. As always, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more of the best rugby content. Also, thanks for the support on the recent videos. Click here to watch either of them now. With that all said and done, it's been your boy John Talks Rugby, and I'll see you next time.